Okay, this is going to be game 2 between IBM and Quora in week 4 of the B-League. The map is going to be Akalon Wastes. This is a 2-spawn map, so the players will know where each other are. Series is currently a 1-0. Quora just won the first game with their Ace Masters player doing very well. Alright, so spawning in the bottom right, we have CSKO for Team Quora. He's going to be playing as the red Zerg, and in the top left we have Swisha as the blue Zerg for IBM. So this is going to be a ZVZ on Akalon Wastes. And Swisha almost left the stream open on accident. That would be stream cheating. Picking at him. Okay, so ZVZ in Heart of the Swarm. One thing I've noticed that's changed a lot about this matchup is the Mutalisks. You see lots of players going Mutalisks now because of that regen. The regen has really changed how effective that Mutas are. They tried to make that, just a little change to make it more of a harass unit, but in my experience, this makes Mutas just incredibly more effective. You could do things that generally would have been more dangerous, attack spores, attack queens, attack other packs of Mutas. And you don't have to worry so much about the damage that you're taking, because if you can get away, then they'll regen within a minute or two, and you're good to go. Whereas last time, a weak Muta was almost as worthless as a dead Muta, except it was still soaking up supply. So, see a lot of Muta play in ZVZ. We also see a lot of Swarm Host builds in ZVZ. Swarm Hosts are turning out to be really good. So you'll see like Swarm Host and Hydra compositions. And that sort of thing. So we'll see what our players choose to go here. CSKO is doing the 14-14 gas first, very standard opening. And it looks like they hit either a 14 pool or a 15 pool gasless out of Swisha. Typically you would follow this up with like a 16 hatch. So we'll see here. He is at 16 and he's banking resources. Yep, and setting up a drone. So it looks like we're going to have Swisha going 14 pool into 16 hatch gasless versus CSKO doing a 14-14. So it's pretty even. Neither player really gets terribly far ahead of this. CSKO is going to have earlier gas, which means earlier speed. But depending on whether he builds a lot of lings or if he's just going to follow this up with an expansion, it really won't matter too much. It looks like, is this a scouting drone or is he... Yeah, it looks like he's planning to expand here. You can see his minerals counting up. So his speed is slightly earlier, but his expansion is slightly later. And the drone count should be roughly the same. So in the end, these builds, it's kind of a coin flip. They're pretty open. CSKO pulled out of gas after 100, and so he's going to get speed there. Interesting, we don't see any speed at all, or any gas at all coming down for Swisha. He's just droning really hard, so his speed is going to be very delayed. His banelings are going to be very delayed, but we should see him with a bit of a drone advantage. We can see that he's up by 1 drone right now. 1 queen is out for each player. I don't know. Yeah, there's really only been overload scouting. Swisha is going to poke up a couple of lings here, see that this natural is down, and check the timing on it. So pretty even openings here, pretty passive. Nobody went for the 8 pool or the 10 pool or the baneling all in or anything. Like those incredibly cheesy games that we saw last week. Somebody went for a 10 pool, spine crawler, full drones all in. But none of those shenanigans this week. Swish is just kind of spotting the hatch with these 2 lings, waiting to see if anything else is coming down. So he'll see these 2 lings and this queen coming down. So just those 2 lings, that's all that Swisha has built. He is continuing to drone. It looks like he's going up to 4 queens. I think that's a little bit unusual for a ZVZ. A 4-queen opening would be more typical of what you would see against Terran, when creep spread is really important, and also against the early Hellions, the queens will do really well. Creep spread in ZVZ, it's kind of a coin flip. If you're going for Mutas, for example, you don't necessarily want to get creep spread because it's going to help your opponent almost more than it's going to help you. But if you're going for roaches and your opponent's going for mutas, creep spread can help, that sort of thing. So it looks like he is going to start spreading creep with these extra queens here. Roach War is coming down for Swisha. And Roach Warren also is actually finishing up for CSKO. 10 drones coming down for Swisha, so that's going to put him considerably ahead there. 36 to 31 drones. CSKO is currently running on 2 of his geysers, and it looks like Swisha as well. very little gas mined for Swisha. He's mined less than 100 gas total, and about 400 gas mined for CSKO here. Swisha's taking his other 2 gas before. The reason that's important is if this turns into a muta versus muta battle, it's really all about who's mined the most gas, because that's going to be who has the most mutas. And that can dictate the size of the muta flocks, and then kind of dictate where the game goes from there. So although CSKO is ahead in the gas right now, if he allows Swisha to get these other 2 geysers up and get them saturated, eventually Swisha will pull ahead. 38 to 31 drones now for Swisha, and a bunch of lings coming out for CSKO. Lings and roaches. Actually, he has halted drone production at 31, and he is building nothing but lings and roaches now. So I don't know if I'd call this necessarily an all-in. He is only on 2 gases. Actually, this is approaching an all-in. If he doesn't start building drones pretty soon or something, I mean, we don't even see an Evo chamber here, so there's no upgrades coming down. He is getting a layer, but he's pushing out with quite a few roaches and lings here. His drone count is now 46 to 30. He's still making lings, so this is basically all in at this point. If he does not do a lot of damage here, he is going to be behind in the harvester count. So there is a nice little choke here set up by Swisha. Unfortunately, he did not have a queen there to plug it, so the lings just run in anyway. The whole army for Swisha right now is 2 queens. He's building 12 roaches. It looks like maybe he was supply blocked a little bit. Yeah, Swisha just did not see this coming at all. This attack, yeah, this is probably going to kill him here. These 12 roaches are going to pop, but that's against 12 roaches and 17 lings of his opponent, and the roaches are not going to come out together. You can see they're kind of streaming out. Drones are being pulled off the line, and it looks like CSKO is going to clean up all these drones, clean up all these roaches. Swisha's not producing anything now, which is unfortunate because yeah, he's down to 6 larvae. I guess there's not much he can do, and Swisha calls a quick GG. So basically 9-minute game there, kind of roachling attack, and Quora goes up 2-0.